Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a zombie horror film, The Cured. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with a narrative text explaining the maize virus, which is spread all over Europe. It turns out that it is a zombie virus, which would go on to infect the entire continent. Eventually, Europe managed to control the zombie virus, but Ireland was not so lucky. In the middle of this situation, a cure was discovered, which was 75% successful in making the zombies go back to their human forms. However, the catch was that the cured humans couldn't remember everything that they had done while they were zombies. Now there is a discussion by the government regarding the 25% of zombies who are still resistant to the cure. Also, the final wave of the cured zombies is ready to be put back into society. The scene shifts to a zombie who has become a human again. The man, whose name is Senan, cannot come to terms with his zombie actions and sits down with his bald friend, Connor. Now Senan is interviewed by a commander named Beery, who questions him in a holding facility. We learned that Senan had been a zombie for 4 years, and for him to be put back in society, he will have to report to Commander Beery and his beard on a regular basis. Senan is also told that his sister-in-law has agreed to take him in. Now, Senan goes to a bus, along with Connor and other ex-zombies. They are released into the city, but there is chaos everywhere, as people are rebelling against the curing process. It turns out that Senan and Connor are among the third wave of cured zombies, but the first 2 waves were absolute disasters. We learned that the ex-zombies could not keep up with the guilt of all the horrible acts they had committed, and it led to most of them taking a one-way trip to meet Jesus. Connor reassures Senan that all will be well, and then he goes to live in a housing center. A government official then informs the press that they are still deciding what to do with the 25% of their infected zombies that cannot be cured. We meet a reporter named Babe, who is helping her son with his homework. It is then revealed that Babe is Senan's sister-in-law. She welcomes him home, and then they have a chat with each other. It turns out that Babe was married to Senan's brother, and she still believes that he's alive, but Senan seems to be hiding something from her. Senan mentions he's got a job working on the resistant zombies, and then he has a chat with his nephew. Later, Senan remembers the time he got infected by zombie Connor. He starts crying after he sees memories of him attacking his own brother in his zombie form, which means that he doesn't have the heart to tell Babe that he ate her husband. Senan continues to cry in a chicken voice, and then we see Connor going to meet his dad. He is a cleaner now and tries to talk to his dad, but he's told to get lost with his bald head because he had eaten his mom when he was a zombie. Senan goes to work and shows his ID, after which he meets a resistant zombie. A doctor shows up and tells him to restrain the zombie while she administers a new vaccine. It doesn't seem to work, but the zombie refrains from biting Senan because she thinks he's still one of them. The doctor tells Senan that this zombie is very important and she needs to be cured at all costs. Later, Babe goes to school to pick up her son, but is confronted by another mom who is angry because she has taken in an ex-zombie. Babe avoids the drama and takes away her son, even crossing Connor on the way. However, she ignores his bald head and enters her home. Meanwhile, Senan tries to talk to the resistant zombie and even pushes her to see if she will attack him. He's totally safe, but the doctor gets bad news when the government announces that they will peacefully send all the resistant zombies to meet Jesus for a zombie party. Now, Senan meets Connor at the reporting center, and Connor realizes that he hasn't told Babe the truth. Senan says that the resistant zombies don't attack cured people, so Connor figures they're safer with the zombies rather than the humans. Commander Beardy shows up to flex his bearded muscles in front of Senan, so he gets up and gives him his seat. The commander tells Connor that he hasn't been going to work, but he reasons that he's not a cleaner and would rather be a hormone yoga teacher. Commander Beardy looks down on Connor and tells him that he is his new boss. He also tells Connor to stop harassing his family because they don't want him back. Connor gets angry and is about to headbutt him with his bald head, but the commander knocks him down and says this is not his world anymore. Suddenly, we see zombie Senan attacking a child, and it turns out to be another tragic memory. Senan goes out for a walk, and then Babe has a word with her boss, who believes Ireland is now safe for people to visit. Babe doesn't agree with this because the resistant zombies are still alive. The next day, she steps out of the house and meets Connor, so she asks him if he was with Senan. They sit down for a chat, and Babe asks Connor what it's like to be in his place. Connor reveals that he actually wanted to run for office, and then he explains how traumatic it is for people like him. Connor thanks Babe for not treating him like an animal, and then they exchange farewells rather than hormones. Senan helps the doctor at work, but tells her that he can still feel his zombie urges. but she simply tells him to shut up his smelly bullshit because the cure is 100% effective. Later, Senin follows some suspicious noises and finds a couple of soldiers harassing a sexy female zombie, probably wanting to make a zombie baby with her. Senin tries to stop the soldiers, and it leads to the female zombie attacking one of the soldiers. She gets shot down, but the soldiers treat it as nothing new and walk away. The protests grow worse, and chaos continues to spread as the government announces its program to eliminate the resistant zombies. The doctor tries to advocate for the zombies, but it's of no use. Now, Connor starts a rebellion named the CURED Alliance and tells Senin that they need to stop the government. The ex-zombies get together and carry out some bombings that cause serious damage and kill a soldier as well. Babe gets notified about this, so she rushes to the scene. There, she finds Connor standing in all of his glory and begins to suspect him. Meanwhile, Senin tries to deal with the memory of eating his own brother, while zombie Connor watches him with hormone desire. Now, the doctor reveals to Senin that the resistant zombie was actually a scientist who had created the cure along with her. Senin doesn't think the cure is worth the effort, and then he goes back home. Babe confronts him, thinking he's part of the CURED Alliance. Senin denies this, and Babe breaks down into tears because she finally accepts her husband's death. Senin takes his nephew to a spot where his brother used to go for a nice view. Later, everyone enjoys a meal, but Connor plays party pooper and has a chat with Senin. Babe tells her son to go to bed, and she reveals she wants to kill all the resistant zombies. Senin doesn't agree with her, but she reasons that Ireland cannot afford another zombie apocalypse. Connor asks Babe if she can ever forgive the man who ate her husband. She simply says that the zombies were not in control of their actions, and then she walks away. Now Senin confronts Connor because he wasn't told that the bombings would kill innocent people. Connor says there are always casualties in war, but Senin refuses to be a part of the CURED Alliance. The next day, Senin agrees to drop his nephew to school on his Tesla bike. Later, Babe gets a visit from Commander Beardy and is asked if everything is fine with Senin. She says all is well, but the commander flexes his beard and reveals that the zombies are telepathically connected and they plan their attacks. He also reveals that the cured zombies still have some predatory instincts, even after becoming human again. Commander Beardy gives a file to Babe and asks her to call him before leaving. Babe takes a look at the file and finds pictures of zombie Senin with zombie Connor, almost as if they're a zombie couple. She then goes to the housing center and takes recordings of what's going on. Babe proceeds to record Connor in the middle of his rebel speech, but gets exposed by one of his followers. Connor questions Babe, but she tells him to stay away from her and Senin. She doesn't care that Connor and Senin would hunt as a couple, but this makes Connor curious because Senin would never have revealed this to her. He orders an ex-zombie to attack Babe, and a chase scene follows. After a hectic sequence, Babe slams the windows on her attacker and runs for her shitty life. Now the doctor sees the scientist zombie waking up, so she rushes to her, hoping that she is cured by the new vaccine. However, she gets attacked, and soldiers have to come in to save her. They take the zombie scientist away, even though the doctor claims that she can cure her. As Babe studies Connor's speech, Senin allows her son to paint his face like a dog. However, he is still haunted by the memories of his zombie relationship with Connor. At night, the doctor goes to meet Connor, hinting at something ominous. Someone knocks on Babe's door, and she goes to see who it is. There's a jump scare, but it just turns out to be Senin and his dog make up. He has a wholesome moment with Babe, but is soon attacked by some bullies who hate cured people. The cops are not of much help, as can be seen when Senin goes to file a complaint. Realizing that he can't help Babe or her son, Senin goes to Connor and asks for his support. Meanwhile, Babe calls the cops and tells them about Connor and his plans. Senin is taken to the CURED Alliance and finds the doctor who plans on saving the scientist zombie. Connor wants to start a proper rebellion, but some soldiers attack the base because of Babe's call. An intense battle follows, but Senin willingly gives himself up to the soldiers, while Connor runs away. Later, Connor meets Babe, and she exposes him as the one who had ordered the bullies to attack Senin in the first place. Connor admits his guilt and even reveals to Babe that he and Senin were the ones who ate her husband. Now, Senin wakes up to Commander Beardy, who tries to get some intel on Connor, but his information can't convince him. Senin is released, and then one of Connor's followers tells him to meet Connor at the dock. Senin comes back home, but Babe confronts him and demands to know what happened to her husband. Senin eventually has to admit that he and Connor ate her husband together in this very house. Babe loses her mind and tells Senin to get out, so he leaves while crying like a chicken. At night, Senan meets Connor at the dock and learns that he was always a villain who never had any regrets over his zombie life. However, this is just a trap set by Commander Beardy to arrest Connor. Unfortunately, Connor acts fast and uses a broken bottle to end the Commander's Beardy life. Senan wants to know what Connor is planning, but he runs away and only says that the plan has been set in motion. Senan goes to work, while Connor's followers attack the soldiers while disguised as nurses. The doctor helps the CURED Alliance free the zombie scientist, but is also forced to watch the other zombies getting freed, which was not part of her plan. Basically, Connor wants another zombie apocalypse because he and the CURED Alliance are zombie-proof, which means he can become the new zombie leader. The soldiers open fire and chaos ensues. One of Connor's followers blows open the facility, so the zombies break free and attack the soldiers. In the middle of this, Senan attacks a follower and accidentally kills him, after which he makes an escape. The doctor suddenly notices that the zombie scientist has been cured and goes to meet her. They are revealed to be lovers, but before they can celebrate with some hormone yoga, a zombie attacks the doctor and ends her life. Babe hears zombie sounds and goes out with an axe to protect herself. She kills one zombie, but is taken away by some soldiers even though she wants to go save her son. Senan reaches the scene and is told by Babe to rescue her son. Concurrently, Connor enacts a zombie ritual with another zombie, but gets intercepted by a soldier. He watches on as another zombie kills the soldier, and smiles as his evil plan has come to life. Senan finds his nephew in school and takes him to safety, but runs into Connor and some zombies. Senan tries to restrain the zombies, but is attacked by Connor, so he tells his nephew to run for his life. Connor brutally attacks Senan because of his betrayal, but gets shot by a soldier and falls to the ground. Senan goes to his nephew, who is hiding under a car, and saves him by killing the zombies attacking him. However, Connor's body is missing, so he proceeds with caution. Meanwhile, Babe is in a safe zone, but she wants to go help her son, so she causes a commotion and escapes in confusion. Babe finds a gun on a wounded soldier and uses it to kill two zombies, including the soldier. Then, we see the scientist lying next to the doctor, after which she goes out to see the destruction in front of her. Babe makes it back home and is finally reunited with her son and Senan. But then, a rogue zombie appears and attacks the son. Senan brutally kills the zombie and stops Babe from shooting her son, who is now infected. He promises to cure him and leaves, after which Babe breaks down into tears. After some time, the zombie outbreak has been controlled once again, and the government decides to purify all the zombies. Some posters reveal that Connor is still alive and leading the CURED Alliance. Babe comes home to see the news, and we learn that some infected people are in hiding, as nobody is working on a cure now. The movie ends with Senan going into hiding with his zombie nephew. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.